How you can have money circulating freely in your life. Take a little phrase easily inscribed in your subconscious mind and say it over and over again in a sort of lullaby. The following is a very simple phrase. I claim consciously and knowingly that money is circulating freely and joyously in my life, and there is always a divine surplus. Take 5 minutes in the morning and 5 minutes prior to sleep at night to repeat this phrase, and you will discover that the idea of wealth will impregnate your subconscious mind and you will possess a money consciousness. Your conscious mind is the pen, and you are writing the idea of wealth in your subconscious. The latter will respond in ways you do not know. You must be sure that you do not subsequently deny what you affirm by saying something like, I can't make ends meet, I can't pay the rent, or I can't afford a new car. Never use the word can't under any circumstances, as your subconscious mind takes you literally and blocks the flow of your good. Repeat this phrase as often as you like. Inasmuch as you know what you are doing and why you are doing it, results will follow. You are applying a law of mind, and whatever you impress on the subconscious will be expressed. Why she got no response from her subconscious mind, the cosmic energizer is available to all. Its nature is to respond according to the nature of your request. Some years ago, a surgical nurse said to me that she was praying for supply, by which she meant money, but didn't use the word and admitted that she had been in the habit of calling money filthy lucre. I explained to her that what we condemn takes wings and flies away, and that actually she was condemning what she was praying for, which made no sense. During the discussion, she came to realize that gold, silver, lead, zinc, copper, or iron are not evil. We are using a combination of copper and nickel and paper in our money at present. Certainly, there is nothing evil or filthy about these metals or paper money. The only difference between one metal and another is the number and rate of motion of the electrons revolving around a central nucleus. One metal can be changed into another through a bombardment of the atoms by the powerful cyclotron. Eventually, gold, silver, and other metals will be made synthetically in the laboratory. There is nothing evil in electrons, protons, or electromagnetic waves. Her changed attitude changed everything. This nurse woke up to the fact that everybody wants money, and not just enough to go around it. The urges, desires, and impulses we have for food, clothing, homes, automobiles, expression, and abundance are all God-given, divine and good based on the biblical injunction. God who giveth us richly all things to enjoy. I Timothy 6:17. Accordingly, she began to affirm strongly and knowingly, I know and believe that money is good and very good. God pronounced everything good and very good. By day and by night I am advancing, growing, and expanding along all lines. I use money wisely, judiciously, and constructively. I am divinely guided and am expressing myself at the highest level. Money is God's idea, and it is always circulating freely in my life. I am economically healthy. I give thanks for God's riches, ever active, ever present, unchanging, and eternal. She reiterated these truths in the morning, afternoon, and evening, making sure that she did not engage in any negative statement or thought regarding money. Then suddenly she decided to take up medicine, was accepted in medical school, and eventually graduated as a medical doctor. She later married a professor of medicine. Money is now circulating profusely in her life, and there is always a divine surplus. Money flowed when he got his conscious subconscious to agree. A businessman said that he had been praying for prosperity, greater income, and better sales. In other words, he wanted more money to accomplish what he wanted to do. But he got no result. Actually, he became poorer. Oftentimes, the explanation is the cure, however, as it was in this case. He was using affirmations such as, I am wealthy, I am prosperous, money flows freely to me, I am successful. I explained to him that his subconscious accepts the dominant of two ideas, or the dominant mood or feeling. In talking further to him, I learned that when he said, I am prosperous, etc., his feeling of lack was dominant, so that each affirmation he made called forth the mood of the opposite, such as lack, limitation, poor sales, etc., and more lack came into his experience. He realized that the answer was to get his conscious and subconscious to agree. Then there would be no contradiction. The subconscious accepts what we really consciously believe, our convictions and dominant feelings. He engaged the cooperation of his subconscious mind by affirming, every day my sales are improving. More customers come in every day and they are satisfied and blessed. I am making more and more money every day of my life. I am continuously advancing, growing, and moving forward financially. These statements created no conflict in his mind, as there was nothing within him which said his sales and money could not increase. He found this approach to be acceptable and sound psychologically, and it produced the desired results. He remained faithful to his mental and spiritual practice, and within 4 months found it necessary to hire 2 extra assistants to handle the excess business. He found money flowing to him in avalanches of abundance. Open your heart to the influx of God's riches. Wealth may be looked upon as possessing all the desired food, clothing, energy, vitality, creative ideas, inspiration, money, and all the comforts of life in this 3-dimensional plane. By tuning in regularly and systematically with the cosmic energizer within, you can draw from that inexhaustible storehouse everything you need at all times, everywhere. The master key to money circulating in his life recently, I talked with a retired executive who told me of his very poor background in the ghetto with all its limitations. At school, he heard a teacher say that if you want to have all the money you need, think of what you would do with it, how you would use it. Dwell mentally on all the constructive ways you could utilize it. He said that at an early age, he would conduct an inner conversation with himself on the wise use of the money, while claiming that he already had it. He carried a picture in his mind of graduating from college, opening his own business, marrying a wonderful girl, traveling all over the world, sending worthy children to college and paying all their expenses, and contributing substantially to the college where they planned to go. He was not thinking of making money. He was always considering how he could distribute it wisely, judiciously, and constructively. He won a scholarship, married a very wealthy woman, graduated cum laude, opened up his own business, and prospered in a magnificent way. He eventually retired as a multimillionaire. His master secret was his inner speech, his silent conversation with himself. When your inner speech agrees with your aim, such as money, you will receive answers and get results. This man knew intuitively that money is simply a thought, image in the mind, and that his inner speech would be made manifest. It is your right to have all the money you need. You are here to lead a full and happy life. You should have all the money you need to do what you want to do when you want to do it. Some people avoid using the word money in their conversation. They speak of supply and abundance and opulence. Although what they really mean is money, they have old, weird concepts and think it is wrong to desire money. This makes no sense and is very unreasonable. Realize money is good and very good. It is God's way of maintaining the economic health of the nation. You are here to expand and unfold spiritually, mentally, financially, intellectually, and in all other ways. You should surround yourself with beauty, luxury, and all the other good things of life. See money in its true significance as a symbol and medium of exchange. Money means freedom from want. It means beauty, abundance, refinement, luxury, and the good life. Money has taken many forms down through the ages, consisting of such objects as salt, cattle, sheep, beads, and trinkets of various kinds. In ancient times, man's wealth was often determined by the number of sheep, goats, oxen, or other animals he possessed. Whatever form money takes, you will always have plenty by using the law of your mind in the right way. How he created a steady flow of money in his life some years ago. A young teller in the bank said to me, "How can I make more money? How can I do what I want to do?" I replied by giving him a simple explanation and pointing out to him that his habitual thinking formed definite paths and tracks in his subconscious mind, and that he could have all the money he needed if he directed his mind and inner speech correctly. I stressed the point that his inner speech is the cause of all the outer experiences in his life. I asked him how he would think, speak, and act if he already had the money he was seeking. He said that he would buy a beautiful home for his wife, get a Cadillac car, take a trip around the world, and take courses in economics at one of the nearby universities. I suggested that he begin his inner conversation along this line. I have a beautiful home. It is wonderful. I am on a trip around the world. I have a beautiful new Cadillac. I am studying economics at Rutgers University. This was his regular inner conversation to himself while on the way to work, while in the bank, while shaving, or while in the restaurant. He never denied what he inwardly affirmed. All these things came to pass. He is now making far more money than the president of the bank. Money is circulating freely in his life, and he has accomplished all the things he set out to do. He was sent to a special course in economics at Stonier, Graduate School of Banking, Rutgers University. The Bible says, "For by thy words thou shalt be justified, and by thy words thou shalt be condemned." Matthew 12:37. This banker's inner speech or conversations were based on the premise that he already had all these things. They were real in the sense that they were a thought, image in his mind, and you must possess anything you want first in your mind, since all transactions take place there. He kept his eye on his goals and objectives, realizing and knowing that his inner speech or conversation must manifest on the screen of space. You must establish the mental equivalent of everything you want in your life. Think of what you want with interest. Your thought induces emotion, and when repeated, becomes impressed in your subconscious and must come to pass. This is the law of your mind. To walk the royal road to riches of all kinds, spiritual, mental, material, and financial, you must never place obstacles and impediments in the pathway of others. Neither must you be jealous, envious, or resentful of others. Remember, your thoughts are creative, and whatever you think about another, you are creating in your own life and experience. I have discovered that many talented men and women are jealous and envious of former college friends or their associates in business who have gone up the ladder of success and who have amassed wealth and excelled them. Thinking negatively of former classmates or associates and condemning their wealth causes the wealth and prosperity these people are praying for to vanish and fly away. They are praying two ways. I have found that they are saying in one breath, God is prospering me now. And in the next breath, silently or audibly, they are saying, I resent that fellow's wealth, promotion, or increment, as the case may be. I have found that when they change their attitude and sincerely rejoice in the success, promotion, wealth, and riches of others, they prosper beyond their fondest dreams. This is based on an age-old truth taught by the ancients thousands of years ago. The ship that comes home to my brother comes home to my brother comes home to me. From rags to riches at 13, Peter Traynor earned $4 a day as a farm laborer near Boston, while his poor immigrant parents struggled to make a new life in the U.S. Today at 34, he's a multimillionaire. Now I'm earning more like $4 a minute, says Traynor, who heads Leverage Funding Systems, a Los Angeles corporation that invests money exclusively for over 1,500 physicians. I learned to think success from my father, explains Traynor. He sold neckties and secondhand clothing for a living before World War II. I remember he'd load the clothes into our old clunker of a car and wouldn't come home till he'd sold them all, even if it took until midnight. As a Polish immigrant, my dad had very old world attitudes toward money and hard work. With success as his constant goal, Traynor has managed to put the Midas touch on almost every job he's held. Everything I do is geared toward success, he said. In high school, I mowed lawns each day after classes. That soon led me into a part-time landscaping business, which was earning me $18,000 a year by the time I was a junior. After putting himself through Boston University, Traynor headed west in 1961. I came to California for success, he explained to the Inquirer. I observed successful men and emulated their styles, their techniques, and their disciplines. First, he took a job with the Penn Mutual Insurance Company and broke a company record by selling $3 million worth of insurance in his first year. In his third year, Traynor wrote $12 million worth of insurance, establishing himself as the industry's #1 super salesman. Though riding the peak of success, Traynor soon left Penn Mutual in his search for still higher peaks. He decided to form his own investment company. I got the idea after learning that doctors are the best prospects for buying insurance, said Traynor, who says he's worth about $6 million today. I knew doctors had money, but also knew they often didn't have time to wisely invest it themselves. So I started leverage funding to make their money go to work for them and for me too. Traynor admits to owning what is very definitely the controlling interest in the corporation, which he said made profits of over $2 million last year. And he also has controlling interest in Lester Traynor Productions Limited, a firm that is venturing into filmmaking. Success is just a matter of applying yourself in the right way. If you analyze things carefully and move logically, there are really very few ideas that are impractical, said Traynor, who lives in a large home in the fashionable Trousdale Estates near Hollywood. But you pay a price for success. For me, the highest price is the time I spend away from my wife Marnie and our 4 children. The above article appeared in the September 2, 1973 issue of the National Enquirer by Lloyd Watson. All Peter Traynor had was a good idea, and as he nourished and sustained it, his subconscious compelled him to attract riches in a magnificent way. You can also think success, think wealth, think riches. Your subconscious will magnify and multiply your good 1,000-fold in ways you cannot now imagine. Points to remember: 1. By tuning in regularly and systematically with the cosmic Energizer within, you can draw from that inexhaustible storehouse everything you need at all times, everywhere. 2. If you want a lot of money, think of what you would do. Talk and act as if you had all the money you need to do what you want to do. A man amassed a great fortune by conducting an inner conversation with himself on the wise use of money. His inner speech conformed to his aim in life. And when the two agreed, his prayer was answered. He was constantly thinking how he could distribute the money wisely, judiciously, and constructively. He pictured in his mind all the things he wanted to do, and all of them came to pass. Your inner speech or conversation, your thought and feeling, is always made manifest. And the word, thought, image, was made flesh, made manifest. John 1:14. 3. You are here to lead a full and happy life. You should have all the money you need to do what you want to do and when you want to do it. Realize that money is God's way of maintaining the economic health of the nation. Money in whatever form it takes is good and very good. Look upon money as a symbol of freedom, beauty, abundance, refinement, luxury, and the good life. Be friendly with money and you will always have all you want. 4. A banker discovered that his inner speech was the cause of all the outer experiences of his life. He began to think, speak, and act as if he already had the money he was seeking. In other words, he was thinking from the desired end in the same way as if he actually physically possessed all the things he was seeking. His inner conversation was, I have a beautiful home now. I have a beautiful home now. I have a beautiful new Cadillac, etc. He discovered his inner speech. His quiet inner talking to himself brought forth all his desires, and money circulates in his life freely and copiously. 5. There is a simple formula that enables you to have a steady flow of money in your life to meet all your requirements. Take a little phrase, easily graven in your subconscious, and repeat it over and over again. It will sink into your subconscious, and since the law of your subconscious is compulsive, you will be compelled to express wealth. Use this phrase. Money is circulating freely in my life, and there is always a divine surplus. Do not at the same time or subsequently deny what you affirm. 6. A nurse was habitually referring to money as filthy lucre, while at the same time she wanted lots of money. She learned that when she condemned money, it took wings and flew away. She had been condemning what she was praying for, which is inexcusable and too absurd for words. She intelligently changed her attitude, and everything was altered. She began to affirm that she liked money and pronounced it good and very good. Her favorite phrase, which she conveyed to her subconscious, was, money is God's idea, and it is always circulating in my life. I am economically healthy. She also prayed for divine guidance, and everything in her life changed. She achieved a wonderful marriage, graduated as a medical doctor, and wealth now flows to her in avalanches of abundance. 7. A man who believed in lack and limitation was affirming, I am wealthy, I am prosperous, and was gradually getting poorer. He learned that his conscious and subconscious had to agree in prayer. Accordingly, he began to affirm, every day my sales are improving. More customers come to my store. I am making more and more money every day of my life. I am continually advancing, growing, and moving forward financially. These statements created no conflict in his mind, and they produced the desired result. Within 4 months, he had to hire 2 extra assistants to handle all his customers. 8. A great stumbling block to many people in attaining wealth is that they are jealous and envious of the riches of others, not realizing that whatever you think about the other, you are creating in your own mind, body, and condition. Your thought is creative, and to be jealous and envious of others is to actually impoverish yourself and attract more lack and limitation. The thing to do is to rejoice in the success of all those around you and to wish for them health, wealth, and all the riches of the infinite. As you do this sincerely and honestly, you will discover that the ship of riches that came home to your brother will also come home to you. Love, goodwill, is the fulfilling of the law. 9. Peter Traynor, who was a $4 a day laborer, had the idea of success and riches uppermost in his mind and went from rags to riches on a magnificent scale. He is worth over $6 million today. He started a leverage funding company and invested money wisely for 1,500 doctors. In making money for them, he made it also for himself. You too can have an idea worth a fabulous fortune.